Happy hunting.
Hunt me.
I am the hunted one.
I'm hunting most things.
That is Hunts.
You can hunt.
Long have you hunted me?
You're being hunted.
Welcome back to another top 10 curated hunts from steamhunt.com for the 18th of June 2018. Let's get into them today. The first one is this live score OSX. Obviously, football is on, World Cup. Watched England last night. Luckily, just getting a second goal in the final minutes. It was a good game, actually. I watched a little bit of it. This is cool because, not because it is a little live score little tray app, but the fact that it's super timely. They've hosted it on Gumroad, so literally they probably threw this together, grabbed some stuff from some APIs to give them an update of all the sports results, and then €3.90. Now think about the amount of people that are watching the World Cup around the world that have a Mac and want to have something like that in the tray bar. It's a very short space of time that this is going to work for, and that person is making €3 off, what, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 people who download it just to get the sports results in their tray bar. And the fact is that this is the world we live in now, is that we can develop an application, stick it up on something like Gumroad, where it literally takes 5 or 10 minutes to host this, and pay, and everything's all done. So you could rapidly prototype something these days and make money very easily if you know what you're doing. Super smart idea, really well put together, cleverly done, and great to get a little notifications if you are a busy worker and you just want to get a little push notification when somebody has scored. I'm not going to pay €3 for it because it's like, what, 14 days of football, but I like the grit and determination of somebody who's built this. Next up is Castbox, free podcast player, radio and audio books. Castbox is a Google Play Best of 2017 winner, Android Excellence 2017. Although it's only had 62,000 downloads. Not being an Android owner, I can't tell you if this is good or not, but I'm interested in applications that do aggregation, optimization, podcasts, things like that. So I'm all for this. If you've got an Android phone, what do you use for podcasting? Is this the one that you use? Next up is, it's not Synchronize, it's Vinchronize. Vinchknize, the hot new video synchronization platform used to watch videos in real time with friends. So you create a room, you jump in that room, and then I presume you can like watch videos together. I wonder if you can watch, like, we use one called SyncPlay, which is like a VLC to VLC player. We had a few problems with it in terms of the file requester, but definitely worth trying out if you want to watch something with your loved one or your partner, if you're in a long distance relationship somewhere across the other side of the globe. Being in sync, having an audio chat thing running as well, so that you're both watching the film at the same time. It's going to get noisy here for a second because we have like tractors and like life happening. Alright, next one. FleetZen on-demand delivery. We make it easier to buy oversized items. On-site pickup in under an hour, which is crazy. $50 for a typically 30-minute delivery. This is going to take off, I think, everywhere. As soon as people start doing a lot of their work from home, like for instance, I would love to have a little laser cutter, 3D printer business, creating like unique items that can be like shipped out. I'd love to have like an electric transport system behind it, like literally have people deliver that stuff. But the bigger stuff, something like this is perfect, and we're going to see a lot more of these SaaS service, software as a service, pop out onto the web. I think brought something that's too bulky to fit in the car, bought something that's too big. Don't worry, load the FleetZen app and get connected. Convenient, affordable, friendly and safe. Genius. Like, it looks to me that somebody has got together, like a bunch of drivers have got together and say, hey, we've got vans, we've got transportation, like how do we find the work? I mean, you can put little adverts in taxi ranks and places, but developing a little application to be able to like organize that stuff so that as a driver you just get a list of jobs per day. Ideal. It looks a little bit janky. I'm presuming it's one of the first versions of it. If you look at that invoice on the right hand side, it looks a little bit rough and ready. I think we're being invaded. It's a bit like some kind of sci-fi movie with Tom Cruise in it at the minute. Next up is Pocket Bands 3.0. I really love this. Super simple idea, like simple like having like a Fitbit, but your key inside of a plastic band or whatever you want to store inside of there. I think that's kind of nice, especially for runners. If you have like door keys or a key, maybe for a locker with all your stuff in, maybe you go into work and you put everything away. I really love the idea of like having something underneath the jacket. It could actually be underneath your like jumper as well, so you can't see it. Stash keys, cash, and more. New, easy to use adjustable sports band. I like the see-through one. I think the see-through one is kind of fire. I know it's a simple idea, but like $12, it's probably costing them like $2 or $3 to make. But stuff like this sells. I mean, you have to look at the fact that it was 481% funded, and I think this little transparent graphic kind of does it, because most people will look at that and go, yeah, that's a useful idea. All right, the last 5 then today is it's a shame. I'm not sure if this one's going to get taken down, because this is the taga-bike stroller, and unfortunately it's out of stock, like $1,579. It ain't cheap, but it looks an absolute like super innovation. I love the fact that it's like a stroller and bike as well. Like, I'm a bit concerned about the kids being on the front though. Like, I guess that's just the way that this stroller works, is that you're pushing the stroller, and then when you get super tired of pushing it, you can just like turn it into a bike. That's some kind of innovative like design going on there, and obviously it's doing well because they've sold out. But I'm not sure if we can list that because it's sold out. I'll let the mod know who put that through. I put it into the top 10 today because I really like the design of it. I think the styling of it is really, really smart. For $1,500 as well, a bike and stroller combo, like mashing them two together, kind of fire. Next up is the Hot Tug. Hot Tug Goes USA. Like, if you've got money to burn or you live near a little lake, having a boat that's actually a tug and a hot tub all in one, like, I've never seen anything like it. World's first wood-fired hot tub that you can sail or tugboat that you can bathe in. Float down a river in the middle of winter, sipping a cold drink and soaking in the steaming hot water. I mean, that's just fire. Like, if you lived right next to a lake, or you were on like like on the edge, waterfront kind of property, having this like at the end of a jetty, just to be able to go out, like even in winter, and have like a hot fight and drinks on the side of it and breakfast, it's just fire. I've never seen anything like that. It's kind of fire. Next up is Pilcrow for G Suite. Get all of your branding assets in one place. So there's a couple of websites where you can upload your graphics and your assets, and they're all stored in one place. But what I like about this is it's got an artboard where you can just drag everything to the artboard. If you're working in a team of other designers, animators, then having all your assets in one place is really good. I use another website called Dropmark for doing that. Maybe I should hunt that as well. Access your assets quickly, share them. Easy to use tool that helps businesses find their logo, copy, fonts and images. If you're definitely working on something like Fiverr or Upwork, then having this stuff ready before you hire somebody to do work for you, maybe doing video editing or whatever it may be, having all those assets ready just means there's less comms going back and forth, and they can find the stuff and just rapidly return the stuff that you need. And like it says here, speeds up content creation. Final 2 today then. This is one company I've never heard of before, but like they really appealed to me straight off because of their simple design, but also they seem to have really tuned into an area that I think needs looking at, which is making like power units a little bit more stylish, a bit more fit into your workflow. So they've got this linedock, first portable device that's truly capable of laptop charging at full speeds. So it's a 20,000 milliamp battery. Now, first thing I will say is I don't know if it is a 20,000 milliamp battery. A lot of battery companies quote that and they end up being either half that or less. So do look into that first. This says it can deliver 60 watts of power to your laptop, get away from the wall, and get 1 day of autonomy. Like, I really like the design of this. It looks like a kind of panel that sits underneath, I think, your laptop, which is kind of nice. What is this as well? Indulge yourself 1 terabyte SSD to store your massive projects on the go. So it looks like they've got a bunch of products. Yeah, you can see this. You can see this thing that sits underneath your machine. I kind of like that, and I kind of like where they're going. They're kind of doing this minimalistic, like power unit. Anything that I can put inside of a backpack, charge, know that I can sit in a coffee shop all day without having to fight for plug sockets, I'm completely down for. I just don't know how much this is going to cost. Like, if it's super expensive, then it's probably going to be out of the realm of buying it. But the design looks super fire, and it looks like they've taken a couple of design cues from Apple itself by making this kind of plinth, getting the an additional battery that looks the same kind of battery as the Apple product, and then it looks like they've got an amazing board as well. I don't know if that's a homebrew board, but it's got full power delivery in there, USB 3.1, DisplayPort 1.4, data transfer, 100-watt pass-through charging, 4K video at 60Hz plug and play. This is a cool little device. Expect to hear a lot more from Linedock, I think, over the years to come. And finally today, I had to throw this one in, the trailer-valet. This from Daniel Doherty, I think it was. He two of them today in the top 10 curation. Shout out to him for posting some brilliant hunts. This is the trailer-valet RVR, newest addition to the trailer-valet, the RVR series, first motorized and remote control series of units. I dig this so much. Like, there's units where you can like put it near the wheels and then you can just like move it around. It's like an assistive thing, a bit like electric bikes. But this one looks like a fully fledged, like, you just lock on your trailer and then you've got like a remote control movement thing to just like drive it like from 40 feet away. So you could just unbuckle it from your lorry, your truck, and then put this underneath and then literally remote control like into the spot where you're going to be staying overnight. And they're not expensive. Like this XL one, to do it manually, is like $600, and that one's not too bad at $2,000 really, especially if you've got something like that Airstream, which, you know, those Airstreams are not cheap. You're looking at about 80 to 100k for something like that. That's it for me today. Thank you for tuning in. If you don't know what Steam Hunt is and you're coming across this video on DLive or YouTube, this is what the site currently looks like as of June 2018. Once you click through of any of the links on the right hand side, they appear on the left hand side. The white button above takes you through to the URL. You can fill in this form here by going to signup.steamit.com and getting an account from there. There's 3 different ways to get an account. If you can't afford an account, you can wait a week or 2 and you can get a free account after validation and verifications. That's it for me today. I will catch up with you tomorrow. Take care. All the best. Bye.